Hi, Debbie. I see you. Hey, boo. Hey, Julie. Hi, Mama. Oh, how is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Hmm. I hope everybody is having a blessed day. Hey, Julie. Hey, Debbie. What's up, everybody? I'm just thinking. Welcome to Brooklyn Squad. We're like drama, we're like crimes. We just gonna hop right into this case because this case is very strange. This case was brought to me by Karen. She said that a friend of hers had reached out to her that she knew for a while and said, "Hey, Katie, baby, look at all my moms right there in a row. That's so cute." And most of my moms, yes, and said that her friend's son was missing for a very long time. This is a cold case. Because when I saw how many years, I said, this sounds like a cold case. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, Julie, I got you. I didn't get to see. Okay, thank you, babe. I'll take a look at it. We was up here at 12, a quarter to 12, because um a quarter to 12 because of the Cody, Cody Bias, Bisbee. Yeah, I know I messed up with names, but his father is on trial. The main trial, the beginning would be tomorrow. So I do want to make sure I was up and early to do that with you guys, and I was. And I did the best that I could, the best that I can give, because you can't bring the cameras in that courtroom. But it's good to have people that is there that can give you the info. So shout out to Nancy and shout out to Rhonda. Okay. And tomorrow I have some more information I want to give to you on the Cody case before we go live with the. Oh, I gotta get that ready too. Trial tomorrow. I gotta get the thumbnail ready to go. Oh Lord. Who's down with me tomorrow, same time, a little earlier maybe, for the Cody? Even though we can't get in the courtroom, we still get some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all good. Hey, Kathy B. You know what I mean? So I'm just appreciative with that. You know what I mean? Um, but I'll get the thumbnail out for the trial for Corey tomorrow tonight, so you guys can know that is out there. Yeah, Corey's mother, Cody's mother, will be taking the stand tomorrow morning. We'll see. Um, she just sent me some information. I'm not gonna put that out now. I will put that out tomorrow with you guys. Okay. But let's get into this case. I must be honest with you. You'll be there? Okay. I'll definitely be there because I'm the. I'll be up bright and early. So I'm not gonna be long with this. I'm gonna do this video, put it out there, and try to get him some awareness out there and do my part. Okay? Do my thumbnails and everything and try to get some rest because we got that trial tomorrow. Sean, Luke, and Tell. Don't know much about this young man at all. But I was asked to put it out. He was 24 years old. He was still young. 24 years old from Harrison County, Ohio. We haven't really done Ohio, have we? Not really, right? 5'2", 130 pounds for a man. Okay. Brown hair, brown, blue, no, blue eyes, excuse me. Now, I'm going to read what this say, but I know off of my top of my head what homegirl told me, and it's weird. But let me read, I'm going to tell you what this says, and then we're going to get into it. Sean Entitled was last seen and exit in a vehicle with his friend Preston Yates and Lewis Ford in Harrison County, Ohio, around 7 p.m. on December 23rd, 2017. The vehicle was parked on Route 250 near the Harrison County home. Sean was wearing a hoodie and was possibly wearing black and white Air Jordan shoes with ankle socks. Has anybody seen him? Please contact the police or his family. That's all they gonna say here. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. Oh, it's crazy in Ohio. You haven't heard about this case? Me either. That's why we gotta bring it here, girl. Yes. So this case is a little more deeper than what they're saying. I found out some other stuff, and not from Karen. I've just found that out on my own. But he was taking a ride with his peoples. He was paranoid due to substance abuse with all of them in that vehicle. All of them in that vehicle. But we don't give a damn about what drug you are, how many drugs you used, and where you got it from. All we want to know is spreading awareness and how we can help on this platform. Okay? We don't care about if you was gay, what's your age, what's your race, what's your identity. I don't give a damn about that. I just want to help. My job that I do is violent, and let me say this real clear, very clear. I volunteer to spread awareness for victims and their family so they could try to get their family's face out there as much as possible. And if I have to do extra stuff behind the scene, I do it. I am not a detective. I am not a ambulance driver. I am not a police officer. I am not a CIA. I'm not a court attendant. I'm not the feds. And I'm not an investigator. Okay? Now, getting back to that. Oh, of course. Okay. Now, getting back to this. This young man, hey, you know, thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I say this for sometimes you just got to put it out there. I usually don't do it like that, but I have to because I'm getting a lot of, and I don't mind doing what I do, but I get a lot of messages at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. And I always, like I said, I'll answer my phone any day, anytime, but I can't do nothing at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't live in Texas. I don't live in Puerto Rico. I'm sorry. Like, what? The FBI isn't even open at that time. You gotta be patient sometimes. Let my people do their job. Hey, Neva. How are you? Let my people do their job. Okay? So, this young man was with his peoples. He felt paranoid, allegedly, and believe my disclaimer is up. He felt paranoid, allegedly. Hey, mama. He felt paranoid and decided to stop the vehicle. This is what his friend said. We don't know. This is what his friend said. And he walked off. The story is weird, I'm telling you. We're gonna hear more. I'm gonna play the news clip because we gotta hear more. He walked off and he's been missing since hold on. Whoop, wait. 2017. Like I said, cold case. You're entitled from here and Vic is on point. Thank you. For real, like I gotta sometimes you gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'm not an investigator. I'm just volunteering to do my to help. That's I mean, and I don't mind getting texts at 4, 5, 3, 2 in the morning, but let my peoples do their job. I have an advocate on the job. Okay? Sex trafficking advocate on the job. Uh let's get into the news clip. He's been missing since then. So the friend says that he called another friend saying, "Hey, did he make it to your house? Did he go there?" And the kid's like, she's him and her is like, "No, we haven't seen him." Wow. Where is he then? You know what year we're in now? And he like how many years do you think he's gonna walk? Like, come on, like something's not right. You were the last person to see this kid. You and your friends were the last person with him. I'm sure this kid did not just wander off in the woods. This has to stop. This has to stop. But you see how he cleaned up from clock home to now shiny, so fresh and so clean. Everybody's saying, "Hey Neva, hey Neva." Okay, so let's get into the news report and then I'm going to tell you more because I have a clip to tell you. And this audio is going to make you wonder. You remember that Sonic go things that make you go, yeah, it's going to make you go, But let's play the clip first before I show you what I got to show you.
Welcome back to 7 News. It's been over 4 years, and the disappearance of a Jefferson County man, Sean Anthill, still remains a mystery, but the family isn't losing all hope. 7 News reporter Aaliyah Keller joins us in the 7 Newsroom with what you can do to help. Aaliyah.
Well, the family still has a lot of questions, but many of them remain unanswered 4 years later. Now, it all dates back to December 23rd, 2017, the day Sean Anthill went missing. Now, he was 24 at the time, allegedly last seen by another man in the Yerkesville area. Reports also tell us Sean's net spend card was used the day before and the day of his disappearance. But the family still isn't giving up. They continue looking for answers in the area he reportedly disappeared and kept up with Sean's Facebook group hashtag Bring Sean Home. They also stay in touch with a detective in the Harrison County area. Meanwhile, the Anthill family is asking the community to help bring Sean home.
Just thank you to everybody who has helped along this journey. Sean's very loved and Sean's very missed. His babies need to have closure.
Sean's now 27. He's 5'2", weighing 130 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. Now, if you have any information on his whereabouts, you can call your local law enforcement. Now, the family says they aren't going anywhere until they find him and find the truth. Live in the 7 Newsroom, I'm Aaliyah Keller working for you.
Oops, sorry.
Bipolar 1, I got help to push back.
I got help to push back.
We got help.
Sean Antill went missing 3 years and 11 months ago. He was last seen 2 days before Christmas and reported missing after he didn't see his sons for the holiday.
The investigation has continued, but leads have not panned out. Where is Sean Antill? Tonight, we're speaking to family members and investigators to find out.
I think we just were ready for the end.
The end of a search that's lasted nearly 4 years.
Through the years, it doesn't get easier. It's just something that we have to deal with.
Sean's aunt, Julie Scott, and cousin Sierra Johnson, just part of more than a dozen friends and family members that agreed to meet with us to talk about Sean and the search that won't end.
I can't explain to you how frustrating it is, because I don't believe that there is a word in the English language or any other language that can express the frustration and the pain that we've gone through.
The frustration shared by Harrison County Sheriff Joe Myers. It's his department that was tasked with finding Sean after reports indicated he may have been in the county before disappearing.
We've put more hours in this case than probably any agency around us. And the biggest thing is we have nothing that puts Sean in Harrison County on the date that he went missing.
Myers says the last ping from Sean's cell was in Uricksville. They've enlisted the help of planes, helicopters, and dogs. No sign of Sean.
We've interviewed several people, and, all that has came up to 0.
4 years.
If that was the last ping, because they was driving, so I believe that might have been like the highway area or something like that, because they pulled over allegedly. Because listen, I don't really freaking know. This is what the friend was saying. His friend. People use this word so freely these days, man. And now look, this young man is gone. He was with 2 people that night. And I think 2 girls also, if I'm not mistaken. I'll find out, but yeah.
Of Sean.
We've interviewed several people, and, all that has came up to 0.
4 years, no Sean, but a
8 years
theory
now.
on what happened, at least just before he disappeared.
They was all jacked up on methamphetamine, and they was running wrecked the car and ran through a field, and they was trying to get away from the imaginary police.
Sean's family says he was a drug addict and had past run-ins with the law.
He dabbled with some B&Es, probably some small-time drug, whatever it is. But
Okay.
as far as like anything physical or damaging other people's property, or he wasn't, I'll say, malicious.
His past, the family says, contributing to what they describe as a lack of empathy at times from the community and others, saying there was more to him than previous misdeeds.
Wow. No one showed concern for his disappearance. That's sad. This is, okay, so that's what she was trying to explain to me. Okay, so he was paranoid, thinking that the police was in back of them. I didn't say that part because I wasn't sure. I was going to ask her again, but the cop already said it. So he was paranoid because he thought the police wasn't back of them, and that's what made him pull over. And his friend was like, "Yo, you tripping? Like there is no police in back of us." But they were high. They all were tripping. They were tripping. They were on methamphetamine. I heard that's a hell of a drug, yo. I used to watch a channel. I forgot the name of that channel. What was the name of that channel, y'all? That they used to show these people getting high, but they show them trying to help the family and have intervention. And you would see a lot of methamphetamine heads. Yeah, that's a serious drug. That ain't nothing to play with, man. You knew said I wonder why. Oh, why he didn't have the love and care and concern? I don't know.
He was funny. He'd light up a room with a
Right.
smile, and he loved to give hugs.
Yeah, he was
You remember that show,
definitely,
you know?
he was funny.
Hmm.
He had a heart of gold.
I used to always watch that show.
You know, there's a lot of things that people, when they hear Sean's name, I'm sure some people don't have a good view of him. But Sean definitely, he covered his true self. He loved everybody. He was always happy.
Antil was only reported missing after not seeing his kids for Christmas.
It's been traumatizing, especially for his oldest son, because he understands a little bit more than his younger son does. And he's constantly asking where his dad is. Why did my dad leave me?
Throughout the investigation, the sheriff's office and family members have not always seen eye to eye, but now a new agency is in charge.
Scared of the police.
We've been trying to get BCI&I and FBI involved in this.
That's sad.
Because
Just
we believe
because
it's
someone
a
is
case
struggling
that
with
they could,
substance
help us with.
don't mean that they
And
exactly.
finally,
I was going to say
BCI&I
that.
cold case guys
And
have
sadly, the
taken
police
this
have a
case
cold
over.
thing for people they
I
consider.
believe
that.
Harrison County
Exactly.
not having the case is a step in the right direction, yes.
The family has enlisted the help of people and organizations far and wide, saying they didn't want to put, quote, all of their eggs in one basket, meaning local investigators. The hashtag Bring Sean Home still being used on social media. It's also painted on cars and is scrawled on the front of a scarecrow in Toronto.
I have faith that we're going to eventually get Sean home because we won't stop.
Hopefully they can get some closure for the family and put some of this social media nonsense away.
Drugs and money, I believe, took Sean's life.
You believe Sean is dead?
I do believe that.
If you do know anything about the whereabouts of Sean Antil or what may have happened that night, you can call the Harrison County Sheriff's Office or the Ohio BCI.
He said social media nonsense, so he doesn't want the the family. I mean, the police always has a problem with the family going on Facebook, Instagram. Like they always got a problem with that. They told Jelani's family to get off of Facebook. It's crazy. Yeah, and I was going to say, just because, I'm glad you said that, Neva, because just because they're an addict or they was homeless or they were struggling with anything doesn't mean they're less. We always talk about that on here, They deserve attention just like every other person because they are a person. But I want to show you guys something. Check this out. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for it right now. Is this it? Let me see. Is this it? No. Shit. I'm trying to look for something. Let me see. What you say, I'm wondering if he's scared off the police because the type of that really realize they're going on or cutting on, or I could be wrong. I don't know. Man, I don't know. But after I show you this, now I'm gonna let you hear audio. Remember, I said him and his friend were together that night. Check this out. Let me look for it though. Just give me a second, please. Matter of fact, maybe I could look for it better like this. And regardless, you are gonna hear it on here. Let's see here. Okay, give me 1 minute, y'all. 1 minute. I'm trying to find what she sent me. Shit. Is this it? No. What y'all saying? That's why I want to show y'all this. That's why I want to show y'all this, Exactly why I want to show you this. And y'all tell me what y'all think. I don't know. I don't think she got rid of it. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Is this it? No. Uh oh man. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I had it. I'm trying to look for it. I don't know if she thing. Let me see. Give me 1 minute. Oh, I found it. Okay. Here we go. Y'all ready? Step back from a third homicide. Confirmation negative. Hold on. Step back from a third homicide. Confirmation negative. 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 Step back from a third homicide. Did y'all understand what he said? Just got done with my third homicide. I'm coming for the next one, nigga. Do we have a serial killer in that building here? That's the guy he was with that night, his friend. Kathy B said, I couldn't make it out. Wow. Okay, hold on, Ready? Hold on. Let it play again. Hold on, let me go to where the group. Okay, there we go. That's better. It's messed up on so many levels. Now he could just be bragging, talking caca, or we got a problem. Now, the comments says, are there any new developments in this case? None that I can comment on. Okay, if I can ever do anything for y'all, please don't hesitate. Prayers, prayers, prayers. Who is this? How is this not being investigated? Somebody said. And someone said, you have to understand when I screen recorded this from Kyle Core's Instagram, we still have the useless detective Robert Tucker. So at that time, when the person caught him saying it, they had a messed up, they probably had that guy that we saw in the news. But now I think they probably got somebody else. I don't know. Coming back. Oh, she said coming back, and that's all I understand. His body language says he don't give an A. Yeah, he just definitely is, yeah. And allegedly his story has been changing. So Like I said, I don't know much about this. I do want to dig into this more. I want to get with Homegirl with this because I was like, damn, 2017? And no one's talking about him really on YouTube. I went to go check before and I was like, oh, I like a good podcast too. I like to, watch and just got back from his third homicide, coming back for the next pussy, something along that line, somebody said. And then somebody said, oh my God, can't believe the cops can't do a damn thing do a damn thing about this. Wow. And they posted this in the group, you know. Um, Let me see something. Okay.
That was a private video. People pirated it and stole it. That was a private session. It was meant for myself and Carl and whoever else I felt necessary that needed to see it. We weren't done with the information that was on that video. And I understand that it was.
Okay, so there's something that went on. Hold on, I didn't get to see it though. I really didn't see it, but I'm gonna see it now. Let's see here. Let's go to YouTube for a minute. Right here. This is what this is what she's talking about. Private video. Now, something happened and she was a little disappointed. I don't know who this is, probably the mother. But she said this video got leaked out and it wasn't supposed to. Be careful who you surround yourself with. She was at a diner. I didn't see the video yet. I didn't see it, but today's going to be my first time seeing it with you guys. But I know she was at a diner because I asked the person who gave me this case, who was the person that's on the title? And she contacted her, I guess, who was the aunt, the sister, or the mother of the victim. And she said it had nothing, it was that the video got leaked. It wasn't supposed to get leaked out. So let's see what the hell this video has to do with. Obviously the victim, but what else is on it? What are they talking about? We're going to see now.
They're a nightmare for family and friends of the people for whom justice has not yet been served. The disappearance of Sean Antill and the homicide of Kyle
I
Morgan
wonder what they're talking about.
have
I don't
baffled
know.
police, drawn national attention, and have devastated their loved ones. Sean Antill has been missing since December 23rd of 2017. In June of 2016, Kyle Morgan was reported missing and then days later was found dead under the Fort Henry Bridge. Now, the family and friends of those two young men have come together to try to find the answers they've been denied so far, and they need the public's help to find new leads in these cold cases.
If you know anything at all whatsoever, please just call the authorities. I don't care who you are. I don't want to know who you are. You don't even have to give a name. Just if you know anything, call and tell them. Yeah, call the anonymous tip line. Anything.
She has a hashtag Justice for Kyle page. We have a hashtag Bring Sean Home page. We also use hashtag Ask FBI for every post that we made in the beginning for Sean. And I told Angela that may be a way for her to potentially get the attention of the FBI for Kyle's case and hopefully get some more answers for both families.
If you have any information on the disappearance of Sean Antill or knowledge regarding the death of Kyle Morgan, please contact your local law enforcement.
What? That wasn't
You can
bad.
also call the anonymous Laudamus Security
Talking
Crime
about.
Fighters tip line at
That wasn't bad.
1-800-223-0312. Well, a deal to have prevention resource officers in Ohio County
That wasn't bad. Why would they? What were they talking about? What are they talking about? Child, please. Let's see what she's talking about, because she gonna spell it. I don't know.
Just wanted to make sure that everybody realizes that people pirated it and stole it. That was for a private session. It was meant for myself and Carl and whoever else I felt necessary that needed to see it. We were done with the information that was on that video. And I understand that it was stolen and pirated. People might think they have the right to that information and that video, but to be quite honest, they do not. That's okay. It's fine. I understand. People are curious. They want to know.
So she
I
must have
want to know
said
too,
something that got leaked.
obviously.
She said
But
something got
anyway,
leaked.
today we had
Okay. She we don't know it because it's not on that news, so they must have cut that part out. Which is good, because that's not cool. You know, she trusts you, and she's sitting there. They are having lunch discussing something. Don't leak her shit out, man. You know, people are just grimy. I don't know what that is. Let me see. I did see a few audios that people had of the friend, and I don't know what the deal was with that. So I was like, I don't know if you guys want to hear that. It's so low, you can't barely hear anything. But the caption says something about the friend changed the story so many times. Um, but I'm gonna look for it because I want to hear it. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so what is this right here?
Yeah, I haven't turned on the.
Okay, I don't do that. I'm not doing ghost stories. Okay, that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see what this is, guys.
About it. Other than that, he was.
Okay, we might got an interview here.
Welcome to Missing in Ohio, a
Okay,
podcast devoted to telling the stories of Ohio's missing loved ones.
and
I
I'm
am
gonna
your
reach
host,
out
Kelly Bruce,
to
and
his
this is
family.
Chapter 12,
See
The
if she wants to
Disappearance
come
of
on here.
Sean Antill. Sean Antill is a missing adult from Cadiz, Ohio. He was last seen exiting a vehicle along US 250 on December 23, 2017. Sean was 24 years old at the time of his disappearance and would be 25 years old today. Sean is a white male, approximately 5 foot 3 inches tall and 120 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. If you have any information on the disappearance of Sean Antill, please call the Harrison County Sheriff's Office at 740-942-2197. Sean Antill has an army of friends and family searching desperately for answers. I have spoke to several people that love and miss Sean dearly. The next part of the show is going to be a previously recorded interview with Sean's aunt, Julie.
Oh,
Hi,
that
Julie.
was
I'd
his
like to
aunt.
welcome you to Missing in Ohio today, and thank you for your time and sharing Sean's story with us.
Absolutely, Kelly. Thank you also.
So let's go right into it, and let's start and talk a little bit about Sean. Tell me what he was like, as a kid and growing up, and just what he did, his hobbies, interests, anything like that.
Well, he was a very bubbly, happy person, always as a child and as an adult. He always would walk into
I
a
thought you
room
couldn't
and
play
make
that
people feel
like this on
comfortable
a thing.
by
You had to
making
have
them
a
laugh.
video.
Hobbies, I would have to say music, family. He was unfortunately, he was introduced into a criminal atmosphere at a very young age. I'm just going to put it that way. I don't know how else to explain that. He did have an addictive side. He also was a follower. He liked to make people happy. He was a people pleaser.
Can y'all hear it?
He always tried to make people feel comfortable. If there was a situation that wasn't comfortable, he tried to joke about it. Other than that, he was just a normal kid. He had a family life. He was involved with the Antilles.
You never know, right?
His life. The Scots didn't have too much of a hand in raising Sean. We were in his life early and then a bit absent in the middle. That wasn't because anybody wanted
never
it that
know,
way.
no,
It was just the way life kind of took everybody. And then when Sean got older, he had a drug overdose episode, and we almost lost him. And we were more in contact with him after that. So I have more memories of Sean when he was a baby, not an adolescent or a teen, and then as an adult. So if there's anything that I should shed light on, I am more than happy to do that. Sean, like I said, was in a criminal element. He was in a halfway house. That's where he met Preston Yates, who was the last person to see Sean.
Okay. We're going to go into Preston quite a bit because I have a lot of questions for you on the day that Sean disappeared. You mentioned to me that Sean is a father, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many kids does he have?
He's got 2 boys.
Okay. And how old are the boys, if you don't mind me asking?
6 and 4.
Okay.
Preston is 6 and Kingsley is 4.
You mentioned that Sean had an issue with drugs and everything. At the time of his
I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but the last year of his life, he was absolutely changing things around. He was proud of himself. He wasn't on drugs. He was clean.
Oh.
So those things hurt a little bit more. Knowing that he was doing so well, knowing that he was trying to turn around.
Right. And at the time of his disappearance, he was clean at the time of his disappearance, then, is what you're saying, or at least prior to the disappearance?
Prior to, I do know that on the night he disappeared, Preston did influence him. He did try methamphetamines for the first time.
So he relapsed, basically. And that's okay. That's okay. He had a relapse. You know what I mean? People, places, and things. He was around the wrong people, the wrong places that got him into the wrong things. You know?
I have that information from a witness who was there with them that evening.
Okay. Well, let's just go straight into the day of his disappearance. Prior to meeting up with Preston and his other friends or whoever was with them, did any of your family members see Sean that day?
The day before would have been his mom, Stacey
Fortunately,
did see him. They did spend some time together.
Sad.
No,
That happens,
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And did Sean have his own place, or was he living with someone?
Sean was living in multiple places. He did not have his own place. He was crashing wherever he could find a place to crash at night.
Okay. So On the day he disappeared, tell me the very first story that you heard.
The very first story I heard was a story that is circulated as truth, which is Preston and Louise and Louise's child was in
Yep.
a car with Sean.
Me too, Neva.
Sean started acting belligerent. They made him get out of the car because they were in fear for the child's life. And they left Sean on the side of the road and he ran into the woods, and that was the last time anybody saw him. And that was supposed to be on Cold Trap Road. That's where Preston Yates physically took us, was Cold Trap Road. Because I went to his house in Yorksville and I asked him, please come with me and show me where my nephew got out of the car. I've already searched. My family's already searched. We've had no luck.
Exactly.
Up in barn lofts to see if maybe he tried to find somewhere to stay to be warm.
Exactly.
Preston led us on a wild goose chase.
Preston's story changed as well, didn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the new story he was telling?
The new story didn't come out until after he was apprehended by Harrison County. Harrison County Sheriff's Department asked Preston to take them where he supposedly, him and Sean, were last. Preston's story then became this. Sean called me from McDonald's. He asked me to come and pick him up in Caddis McDonald's. I showed up. Sean jumped in the car and said, drive, because she's coming. And Preston proceeded to say that him and Sean were on a high-speed chase running from an unidentified car and unidentified people all the way out Route 9 up to where Cold Trap Road and Barger Road come in from the back. And then he went up into the field behind the county home where he claimed his car got stuck under a gate. Sean and Preston both exited the car. Preston and Sean ran to a tree. There were headlights coming up over the hill. Someone was still chasing them. They panicked. Preston ran to the right. Sean ran to the left. And no one was ever seen Sean since. That was Preston's story to Harrison County Sheriff's Department.
So tragic.
Second story. So there's a third.
Oh, there was another one before that, before Preston got arrested. He changed his story. I did take audio when I picked Preston up. I have him saying that he dropped Sean off and then he turned around and saw Sean walking up the road when they passed him. Cold Trap is like a horseshoe road, though. It comes in on 250 and goes straight back out onto 250. There would never be a reason to turn around on that road. So that was another story he told, was that Sean was walking, up Cold Trap Road.
Okay,
I don't
and
believe that story either.
this Hill Trap Road, the way you're describing it, it sounds pretty rural. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, how did Sean meet Preston?
Preston changed his story. Like I said before, I thought the kid might have changed his story. And he definitely told a whole another story. And he probably changed it since then. I mean, this has been 2017 and we're in years later. It's been like 8 years now. God knows how many stories this kid probably told he can't keep up with.
In a halfway house in
Oh,
Massillon, Ohio.
he met him in a
Canton, Ohio,
halfway
I'm
house.
sorry.
So had they been friends for a while then?
No.
Oh.
No, Sean trusted the wrong people.
Okay. Do you know approximately how long Sean and Preston met before Sean disappeared?
Like a week or two. A couple weeks.
Oh, wow. So a really new friendship. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. So the
She said a few
lady that
weeks.
you said that was with them, I'm sorry, did you say Louisa?
It's Louise, Louise.
Okay, so did Sean know Louise, or was she a new friend as well?
Louise is Preston's sister, so he only knew her as long as he knew Preston.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So how long did it take for you guys to file a missing persons report?
The very next day, Preston got a hold of Sean's step cousin and informed her she needed to put out a missing persons report.
Okay. Does Preston still communicate with your family about Sean's
Absolutely
disappearance?
not. No, he will not. No.
Okay. Is there a reason why? I mean, that you know of?
Because he's guilty. One of my biggest red flags from the very beginning was if you and your friend just separated and you knew there was danger, why wouldn't you call your friend's phone? Why? I have only one conclusion for that, and that is because he knew Sean was not going to answer, could not answer.
When you reported him missing, you said your family reported him missing to the Harrison County Sheriff's Department, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And it was about a day later. What did Harrison County do initially?
They initially did nothing. They laughed it off. They said Sean was a addict and he was a criminal and he was running from them and he would show up when the money or the drugs ran out. They tried to explain to Detective Stoker that
Wow.
Sean had Christmas gifts for his children. It was one of the only times that he was so proud and so looking forward to seeing his kids for Christmas. He was not incarcerated. He was doing well. He was working. And Preston stole that from him. And I tried to tell Detective Stoker that no, he would have stole your vehicle from in front of your sheriff's department to go see his children. He was not afraid of the police. He was wanting to turn himself in. He said that to his mom. He wanted to see his kids for Christmas, and then he wanted to turn himself in. I want to say something before I forget, and it's lost. One of Sean's last phone calls was actually made to Harrison County Sheriff's Department, not 911. The phone call was 17 minutes of silence. Or 17 seconds, I'm sorry, 17 seconds of silence. Now that phone call was made from Sean's phone to Harrison County Sheriff's Department. If that wouldn't have been a red flag for them, I don't know what would have.
What time was this call, Julie?
I would have to actually go back and find that information out. I don't know exactly what time that phone call was made, but I know it was one of his last phone calls.
Okay.
Wow.
So when Sean went missing, he had his cell phone with him, obviously. Did he have anything else with him that you knew of?
No, I know that he had just gotten paid. I don't think he would have had anything with him because he was staying with Preston in Yorksville. He was supposed to be going to pick up his girlfriend at the time's vehicle so he could go see his kids for Christmas. And he never made it to pick up that vehicle.
Okay. And did his girlfriend at the time, did she talk to Sean that day or know anything else besides you were?
The day before, actually, yes, Brittany was in Jefferson County Jail at the time, and Sean did go visit her the day before.
You said Harrison County didn't do anything initially because of all
Correct.
of that. Did they start investigating properly then?
I'm going to say partially. I know that we grabbed the attention of Morgan Knight. He was there at the time. He has since resigned. He did actually have his own dog out in the field searching by himself. Whenever we initially went to the sheriff's department and Morgan Knight actually took his briefcase off, sat down and said, okay, I'm listening. So I will not discredit that man. He did try, but he has since resigned. This case has a lot of addicts involved. There's no other way to explain that. It's just what it is. So I know that they've taken a lot of drug dealers and a lot of drugs off the street because of this. You know, I've been told by law enforcement, you know, I know that you're hurting and we know it's not a great situation, but we want you to know that Sean's disappearance is not in vain because a whole lot of good is coming from it. But that still doesn't heal my heart.
No, it doesn't. I mean, yes, it is good that these people are being taken off the streets, but we need answers for Sean.
Yes, ma'am.
You know this case better than I do. What are some other things that you would like to talk about and discuss?
I would like the facts that were put out in the beginning that were not facts at all, that were taken as truth, to make sure the actual details and the actual truth is put out in the public, other than Sean went crazy on drugs, jumped out of a car, and ran. That did not happen. Police wrote an affidavit stating that Sean was in that car. Well, she went back and she retracted that statement in that affidavit the very next day. But unfortunately, the first story has made so many rounds, and a lot of people have that in their head that it's hard to discount. It's hard to make people understand that Louise and Preston Yates lied from the very beginning. Sean was not in her vehicle. She already told us that much. She said, I'm sorry, I can't help more. Preston is my brother. The fact of the matter is, Sean Anthill was never in Louise's car. Louise never saw Sean that evening, and she claims she did. She only lied for her brother to protect her brother, Preston Yates.
Now she retracted the affidavit, but do you have a copy of that affidavit?
Wow.
No, ma'am, I do not. That is.
Wow. So wait a minute. Yo, I thought I was tripping over here. Ooh, David's asleep. I thought I was tripping over here. Y'all saying wow, we all saying wow at the same time. So is she saying that he wasn't in that vehicle, period? There was no stop on no highway, no paranoia stuff. All that shit was made up? Am I hearing this correctly? I thought I was tripping because I was looking, somebody sent me some information on two other cases that we've been talking about. And then I said, let me focus on what she's saying because I don't want to get sidetracked. And then when I heard that, he wasn't in no vehicles, I said, wait a minute. What did I just hear? Whoa. So wait a minute. If he wasn't in that vehicle at all, let's just finish. Let's finish listening.
Is with Harrison County Sheriff's
Let's
Department.
rewind that part.
And we know it's not a great situation, but we want you to know that Sean's disappearance is
Let's
not
see
in
the
vain because
comments
a whole
also.
lot of good is coming from
Is
it.
there comments?
That
Yes,
still
it is.
doesn't heal my heart.
No, it doesn't. I mean, yes, it is good that these
It's
people
3
are
years
being
ago.
taken off the streets, but we need answers for Sean.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, let me put her thing down below. Miss in Ohio.
You know this case better than I do. what are some other things that you would like to talk about and discuss?
I would like the facts that
Thumbs up.
were put out in the beginning that were not facts at all, that were taken as truth, to make sure that the actual details and the actual truth is put out in the public, other than
Many
Sean
cases
went
that got
crazy
into
on
it.
drugs, jumped out of a car, and ran. That did not happen. Police wrote an affidavit stating that Sean was in that car. Well, she went back and she retracted that statement in that affidavit the very next day. But unfortunately, the first story has made so many rounds, and a lot of people have that in their head, that it's hard to discount. It's hard to make people understand that Louise and Preston Yates lied from the very beginning. Sean was not in her vehicle. She already told us that much. She said, "I'm sorry, I can't help more. Preston is my brother." The fact of the matter is, Sean Anthill was never in Louise's car. Louise never saw Sean that evening, and she claims she did. She only lied for her brother to protect her brother, Preston Yates.
Now she retracted the affidavit, but do you have a copy of that affidavit?
No, ma'am, I do not. That is with Harrison County Sheriff's Department. I asked the detectives, how could you just let her walk away when you know that she just retracted a statement? And they said, we will not arrest somebody for coming back and telling the truth. I said, but how do you know that that's the truth? If she already lied once, how can you take this person's word for it? She's an addict. You know, she's not a truthful person to begin with, and you know this. Why wouldn't you press her? I got nothing from them.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. So Louise has a record as well?
Well, I don't know if she has a record. I know that she's a drug addict. Harrison County is aware of all this. That's why I'm saying, they focus more on getting the drug aspect.
That's the way you heard
of
it, Julie? Me too.
But that still does not help us bring Sean home.
Okay. The land that
Lord.
that Preston claimed
I was tripping.
that Sean got out of the car. Do you know the owners of that land?
I do not know the owners, but I
Please
do
hit the like button,
know
everybody.
where the
I would
landkeeper
appreciate
is,
that. Thank
and
you.
we did have permission to go up there on foot. Still to this day, we can go up there on foot and search. We're not allowed to take any vehicles up there anymore. So, I do know where to find him. I do not have his name.
Okay. Do you think that Harrison County would be willing to work with Texas EquiSearch?
That's funny that you bring that up, because I believe they contacted them before, and I believe they turned them away. Now, I can't say at this point if they contacted them again. I would have to say they would almost have to let them do a search.
Now, have any searches ever been done with dogs?
Not thoroughly, and not on the area that needs to be looked at, no. They had dogs in Yorkville. I don't believe they ever had dogs on 250. No.
Wonder why.
When
Why
I say
wouldn't they have
250, I
dogs
mean
or stuff out there to look
Tappan
for
Lake
him?
region, Coltrap Road, Barger Road, Harrison County home area. That place has never been thoroughly searched.
Wow.
Like, we have walked it.
Oh,
We've
because
not
he was
done
an
a
addict.
grid search. We didn't have enough people. Me and my brother and my cousin, some of Sean's step family. I don't think they've ever been up in the field. They didn't really get out of their car, but we have walked it. We've had four-wheelers. No, we need dogs ran up there, and I keep asking Toker, and actually I had him on a recording last week saying, yeah, he will try to get the dogs back up there. But what he tells me and what he does, I'm not sure if they coincide. the most intriguing part of this for me is whenever we found that gate in the field up behind Harrison County home where Preston's car was stuck, if you look behind that gate, that's all a mine. That's all mine area. It's right there.
Okay.
They're blasting. It's an active mine. Now with the contract they have, it's a reclamation project where they have to put the earth back to where it was before they started, which won't happen for about 2 years.
Oh, shit.
So if Sean is under all that earth that they just put there, it's going to be very difficult to find him.
And you said this is an active mine?
Yes, ma'am. See, they were blasting. They were using dynamite. They were blasting. I stood in that field and I cried because my first initial thought when I saw that gate and I found it that day and I heard them blasting was Preston put Sean over there. He knew they were blasting. They were already in trouble for the B&E at Rosebud Mining Company. And I think Preston's thought was no one would be surprised to find Sean in a mine. We were already caught stealing from one. Now that was before Preston was ever involved, name-wise. Sean would have been able to implicate Preston in that B&E. Sean dropped his phone in the truck when they returned it. That's how Harrison County knew Sean was involved with that B&E on December 10th.
And you said that B&E was at a mine shaft too?
It was also at a mine company, yes.
Oh, boy.
That seems strange to me.
No.
And that's why I think Preston, in his psychopathic mind, thought, putting Sean in a mine shaft, no one would be surprised that, maybe he was trying to steal something from there too and sell, or whatever his thought process was on that. But I believe that Sean is there. I believe that. I believe that when I first saw that gate, and I believe it still to this day. Sean wrecked his car that day. Sean wrecked Preston Yates' car that day, December 10th. There's a picture of it I screenshotted from Preston's Facebook page. And I did actually put it up on hashtag Bring Sean homepage. I put stuff on there whenever I come across it, just so I don't lose it.
No, you're definitely right, Julie.
And I would like to ask everyone listening to go to Sean's
Definitely
Facebook
right.
page and follow it and share his picture to help raise awareness for his family. Just getting his face out there and story out there may get us some answers.
Okay, so tell me the story about Preston's car and the gate and where that location is and why you feel it's relevant.
Okay, I believe it's relevant, number one, because his car paint matched on the gate. Harrison County did have that paint matched. They said it was definitely Preston's car that was stuck under the gate. I also know that his sister had to come and help him get that car out of the mud. So I think it's relevant because, number one, when we went and got Preston the first time in Ericksville, he took us to Coal Trap Road. He did not take us to the road that gate was on. Mind you, we had already been searching for a good 24 hours. Whenever we were on foot, we were at the bottom of that cable road. There's a cable that goes across that access road. It was untouched. There was a sign that was sitting in front of it. It's a no trespassing sign. It was intact. Everything was fine. There was no tire tracks or anything. So we had to walk up that hill on foot. Fast forward, Preston goes to jail, gets out a couple of days later, bonded out. We're still out there looking. Well, we happen to go up Barger Road, and that cable is down, and that sign was hit and ran over. So now the trespassing sign is laying on the ground to the side. The cable is down on the ground, looked like somebody ran through it. So we decided to go up that road. And lo and behold, there is a gate that looks like it was crashed into. Now, I don't understand why he would have gone back up into that field after he got out of jail. So the question is, was that paint matched to his car before he went to jail or after he went to jail? And was he just setting his alibi up? That's my question. That's never been answered properly. So that's a huge relevant thing for me. And just the fact that I saw that cable and remembering we had to walk around it to get up there the first time. And then
It's
after
the
we were
proof is
searching
right
again,
there.
after Preston gets out of jail, that stuff is tampered with, and it just made no sense to me. Like, why is this all, ran over and run down? Well, maybe somebody was trying to go back up there to hide something that they had done and got their car stuck. I don't know what day Preston got his car stuck up there. I just know that his car was stuck up there. Why would he be up there? Why?
Anything else about Sean's disappearance that you want to put out there? Anything at all, or about Sean, or anything?
Just that his babies really, really miss their daddy. I mean, they still ask, Angela, did you find my daddy yet? Or, random people that they see on Facebook, and they might see Sean's picture, and they will just call people on FaceTime and say, I saw a picture of my daddy. Did you find him? Those little hearts are still just so tender and so broken. And that's my biggest heartbreak for this whole thing. It's just like, I don't understand how people, knowing what happened, could not come forward with information, knowing those babies don't have their daddy anymore.
It's a terrible, terrible thing for those kids and for your family, and just the not knowing.
I believe if people know the real story about Preston and Louise not having Sean in that car, that is going to be crucial.
That is crucial. I mean, that's a blatant lie. That feels like giving someone an alibi or a cover-up to me.
That's exactly what it was. I mean, it's just funny that
Right.
anybody who...
Yeah, this is messed up, right?
The exact story, word for word. It was like they
Just
rehearsed
wow.
this story, and Preston coached them on what to say, and that's what everybody tried to stick to at first until we started blowing holes in that whole story.
I can't imagine, and I can only try to put myself in your guys' situation, but I don't understand why these people don't come forward, and maybe not Preston, maybe not Louise, but the other people that have been told this story or that know these people. I mean, they have nothing to lose by coming forward. Everything can be done anonymously. If anyone has any information,
Right.
if you don't want to reach out to the Harrison County Sheriff's Department, you can
Right.
reach out to Missing in Ohio, and we will report the tip for
That's
you.
right.
Anything to try to get information for Sean and his family.
Jesus.
So they brought multiple people in for polygraphs.
Yes, ma'am.
Preston being one of them.
Yes, ma'am.
And he was found deceptive on one or more questions?
On one question out of three. They only asked him 3 questions. I'm not exactly sure what question it was that he was found deceptive on, so I can't speak on that, but I just know that out of all the people who have taken polygraphs at this point, he was the only one who showed deception on any questions.
Wow.
Do you know any of the 3 questions asked to him?
No, ma'am.
So this is more than I thought was going to be. Whoa. Wow. Okay. There was a polygraph then, and Preston, you failed, allegedly. Basically he was deception. They found deception in one of the questions. I wonder what question was that. This is more than we expected, right, Katie? I know. Hold on, let's see what your news said. People don't believe in anonymous, even when that it is. Uh, it's sad though because there could be so many more cases that could probably be looked into. You know what I mean? If they're really scared, just call in. But then you got people that blow them. Well, it was Jessica that called. No, it was Maria that called. No, Melissa, she did that phone call all over social media. So I get what you're saying. If that's what you're saying, you know. Yes, it is. Yes, this is a lot. A lot. So he failed one of the questions on the test, on the lie detector test. Interesting. Interesting, buddy. Interesting.
Okay, I didn't figure you would, but I thought I would ask just for the record.
Maybe not Preston, maybe not Louise, but the other people that have been told this story or that know these people, I mean, they have nothing to lose by coming forward. Everything can be done anonymously. If anyone has any information, if you don't want to reach out to the Harrison County Sheriff's Department, you can reach out to Missing in Ohio and we will report the tip for you. Anything to try to get information for Sean and his family.
Yes. So they brought multiple people in for polygraphs.
Yes, ma'am.
Preston being one of them.
Yes, ma'am.
And he was found deceptive on one or more questions?
On one question out of 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
They only asked you
That's
3
what I
questions.
figured you would say. Yeah. I
I'm
know,
not
you know.
exactly sure what
Mm-hmm.
question it was that he was found deceptive
Mm-hmm.
on.
Exactly.
So I can't speak on that, but I just know that out of
Yeah.
all the people who have taken polygraphs at this point,
Somebody will
he was
find
the
out who
only
said it.
one who showed deception on any questions.
Do you know any of the 3 questions asked to him?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I didn't figure you would, but I thought I would ask just for the record. That's interesting.
I find it interesting also.
Yeah.
If Sean's out there listening somewhere, what would you say to him?
Come home. We need you. We miss you. We love you. Just come home.
That question you
And if
asked
someone
earlier, you
calls
knew was
foul play to
interesting.
Sean, what do you want to say to that person?
I'll wait till it finish.
There's a special place in hell waiting for you.
I agree with that answer, 100%.
And I have to tell you this too. The day that we delivered Preston Yates to Harrison County, when Preston was being put into the car, which is the only time he ever looked me in my eyes, he said, "I'm going to do time for this B&E, but I'm not going to do time for Sean Anthill." And he smirked and he looked at me and he said, "Sean who?" That plays in my head so often.
Julie and I have had multiple conversations, both on and off the record. I'm going to give a short summary of my conversations with Julie, as well as what I have learned about Sean's disappearance. On December 10, 2017, Sean Anthill and his new acquaintance, Preston Yates, decided to break into a mining company. During the burglary, Sean dropped his phone, and ultimately, this is how the police implicated the 2 of them in the crime. Earlier that same day, Sean had wrecked Preston's car. Sean decided to clean up his life and planned on turning himself in to the police, but he wanted to spend time with his 2 sons on Christmas first. On December 23, 2017, Sean Anthill made arrangements with his girlfriend Brittany to use her car so he could go see his 2 sons for Christmas. Sean was living with Preston at the time, and Preston agreed to drive Sean to pick up Brittany's car. However, Sean never showed up to pick up the car, and he hasn't been seen since. It is no secret that Sean has a criminal past, but I feel it is his most recent crime that could have played a role in his disappearance. December 10th was not a good day for Sean and Preston. It started off with Sean flipping Preston's vehicle. Later that night, the two broke into the mining company, but as I already mentioned, Sean dropping his phone not only implicated him, but Sean could implicate Preston. With Sean telling Preston he was going to turn himself in, I have to wonder if Preston was okay with this. After all, it was still a very new friendship, if you can even call it that. Preston didn't really know Sean, nor did he know if Sean would turn him in as well. Preston's story has changed countless times. I've said it before and I will say it again. Your story does not change if you are telling the truth. I personally have heard Julie's recordings of Preston's story changing. With all of this, it creates so many questions for me. Why was Sean calling the Harrison County Sheriff's Department? Why was there 17 seconds of silence? Why did Preston immediately insist Sean should be reported missing before calling around to find Sean? Why didn't Preston call Sean's phone? With so many questions, I decided to reach out to the Harrison County Sheriff's Department. After a few days of playing phone tag, I finally got to speak to Lieutenant Robert Toker. With experience, I knew since it was an active investigation, the information given to me would be limited. I was pleasantly surprised to find Lieutenant Robert Toker was very polite and willing to speak to me.
Exactly.
He confirmed some of the things that Julie had already told me and corrected anything Julie was unsure of or had questions about. He explained to me the searches that were done with dogs, helicopters, and airplanes. We spoke of new leads Harrison County is following up with, as well as current searches they are doing. One as recent as a few days ago. We spoke about Preston's account of the evening, and Lieutenant Toker told me the following. Preston and Sean were living together at the time. They went to the Caddis McDonald's so Sean could use the Wi-Fi to make a call. He called his girlfriend Brittany's mom to see if the car he was supposed to pick up was still there. This phone call was confirmed by Harrison County Sheriff via phone records. Preston and Sean then left McDonald's while under the influence of meth. While driving, the two passed what they believed was a law enforcement car and freaked out. Whether they were or not, they believed they were running from the police. During their getaway, they ended up wrecking Preston's car into the gate that Julie mentioned during my conversation with her. Preston and Sean then exited the vehicle and ran in different directions, still believing they were being chased. I asked Lieutenant Toker about the cable that Julie described seeing that had been crashed into. He explained to me that the land is owned by the city, but is rented out to be farmed by a local farmer. One day while at the location, the farmer forgot his key to the lock and decided to use an impact drill to remove the cable rather than going home to get the keys. This fact answered so many questions that me and Julie have, along with not knowing when Preston's car hit the gate. We quickly moved on to the call Julie told me about that Sean made to the Harrison County Sheriff's Office. Sean did in fact call the Harrison County Sheriff's Office, and the line was filled with 14 seconds of silence. The dispatcher repeatedly tried to get a response, but got nothing. However, Sean did not make this call on the night he disappeared. This call took place on December 20th, 2017. We spoke briefly about Preston being deceptive on his polygraph. He confirmed what Julie told me, that Preston was deceptive on 1 out of 3 questions. I spoke to him about bringing in Texas EquiSearch and the benefits of bringing them in. He agreed to their help with the search of Sean Antill. I forwarded him a contact number given to me by Brittany Davis, the wife of Tyler Davis, who is missing from Columbus, Ohio. Hopefully Texas EquiSearch can help soon in the current and future searches that are planned. I will continue my work with Sean's family and Lieutenant Toker, and will have a future update episode on the disappearance of Sean Antill. With all the ongoing searches and new tips daily, there is a lot of information that we didn't get to cover here today, but we will when there are more facts. I want to thank Julie and the rest of Sean's family for sharing Sean's story with all of us. I know it can't be easy for all of you, and I pray daily that you will receive the answers you and Sean deserve. I want to thank Lieutenant Toker for not only taking the time to speak to me, but for his years of service as well. We have had numerous conversations, both on and off the record, and he makes himself available to me anytime I reach out.
That's good.
I wish every other law enforcement agency would do this as well.
Right.
I believe the Harrison County Sheriff's Office is doing everything in their power to find answers as to what happened to Sean Antill. Sean Antill is a missing adult from Cadiz, Ohio. He was last seen exiting a vehicle along US 250 on December 23, 2017. Sean was 24 years old at the
I can't play the music.
20 pounds with brown hair.
Yeah. Let me see if she says anything else. Hold on.
Missing in Ohio is an affiliate of Missing Person from Ohio.
Let them understand that someone cares, that we are a group of individuals that really want to help, and we're doing this for the right reasons. We're doing everything that we can to help them
So a little
bring
bit.
their missing loved one home. And if we're not able to bring them home, we can at least help support them during the time while they're missing.
If you have a missing loved one and would like us to help you tell their story, email us. All donations will be used to check out my other podcast as well.
I can't play her music. I wanted to hear what she was gonna say though. About anyway, okay. But I did put her link down below if y'all want to check it out. This was really, really good. It was a lot of information. She did this interview. This was 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Wow. I definitely want to know more. So you know what I'm gonna do, right? Y'all already know the people that been riding with me for a minute. I ain't even gotta say it. The people that know me and know what I do on my platform, yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, and see if she would like to come on here. Period. Dig. You already know. Yep. And reach out. First of all, reach out to see how she's doing. Besides the interview and stuff, I always like to see how the parents are doing. It's been 2017 and he got kids. Whoa. I don't know how many, but for some reason something's telling me 2 kids. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But we definitely got to do a part 2. I'm guessing, but something's telling me 2 kids. Oh, you know what? And I have to reach out to the other lady that I interviewed on here also. I know she works nights. I just sent her something. But I'm gonna call her. Damn, she work nights though. Shit. But I'll give you more information on that when I get it. But yeah, with this, wow, this was a lot. I didn't expect that. They did a lie detector test on that kid, and he on one of the answers. Interesting. So he's definitely in a scramble there. Why didn't they dig deeper and dig more into him? Damn. So sad for this family, man. Right. What detective is on this case now? Is this case even still open? I mean, for goodness sake. Like, Lord, damn. He was young. Right? Right? Is this case still even open? Like, what is going on? Because she gave me the case and she was like, the family said there's really nothing on it. Like, there's nobody really talking about it no more. Now that interview was 4 years ago. I did find something 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And that's how it goes a lot of times though. You know what I mean? People start to die down, stop. If you don't push it out there constantly, people start to die down and stay locked for the viral. They start looking for the next hot topic. As I say, the next hot story out there that's booming with press, cameras, action, TikTok videos. What's going viral? What's hitting the news? What is Trump talking about? Fuck all that. What's not being talked about? What's not hitting the news? What's not going viral? What drug addict is unalive or missing that no one's talking about? What homeless person or domestic violence abuse person that's been unalive or missing that someone got just thrown under the rug that we don't know about? What man went to the cruise and is missing that no one's not talking about? Yeah, it's something else. It's very, very hard. And there's a lot. You're right, it is a lot. She says I try to steer my mind into this song. It's a lot. It's something that you asked earlier, and it caught me. I was like, wow. Because we talk about that a lot on here, and I'm always bringing it up. And that was trafficking. And I was like, oh shit. Did his friend traffic him? Allegedly. Well, I got my disclaimer up, so did his friend traffic him? He was an addict. He needed the money. Could he have done that? Or what happened? Because he wasn't in that vehicle. Or was he? But the sister said he wasn't. But who knows? Like the mother said, hey, she could be lying too. Like nobody really knows. But he did fail a lie detector test. A question on there. What was that question? I think they should. If this case is not open, it should be. There's a lot. This case shouldn't even be closed, first of all. He failed a lie detector test. He's on the internet talking about who he gonna get next. He already did. He already dropped 3 bodies. Who wants to get the got next? Yo, like, homie needs to be checked into for real, for real. No cap. Addicts don't care about but getting the next fix, which is true. Which is true. But like we were saying, they still got to get looked into too because they both were addicts. You know what I'm saying? Like he was an addict. He's over here trying to get the next fix, and then you got the other addict who disappeared. It's like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. No, I think he was because of that. It was the only young man anyway affiliated to Preston. And the other young man affiliated to Preston. No, because that's his sister. That's his sister. Huh. I think if they leaned on her some more, Neva, I think she will crack. I think she will crack. I really hope that this case is not closed. For some reason, I don't even know. Is this case closed? Like, I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. Let me ask her. Let's see what she say. Unfortunately, the lie detector tests aren't really used anymore. I know. I don't barely hear about that. And that interview was 4 years ago, so it's like, that was a while ago, yeah. And if they are, they can easily be thrown out in the court of, unfortunately, yeah, I know. I heard about that. Maybe his friend told him he'll take him to go get a fix, but said, oh, but trafficking or some shit type of shit like that. That could be. And we're just speculating, that could be. That could be. Well, no, because he was clean for so long. And then when you going to get that next, when you listen, I was clean for so long before. Not this time, like I got 6 years clean now, right? Or for pills and shit, or for perk. But I'm talking about many, 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 many years ago before when I used to be clean or for hard shit. Cause y'all already know I ain't no capping. I come on here and I keep it 100 with y'all. I don't give a fuck. When I used to be using that hard shit or whatever, and I used to keep using, and then when I would be like a few months clean, I would go home to my husband, my ex-husband, of course, and I would be, okay, I'm going to be clean. Okay, I'll be clean. And then a few weeks later, I'm back out there on the street using again. You going to chase that, like y'all say, you chasing that next high, right? It's like no other high. So and you're going to be out there for a minute. You're going to be out there for a minute. So if he was chasing that next high, they would have found him by now. So I think that could be a possibility. Yeah. He probably said, you know what? I got some shit for us, bye, 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 bye. But it ain't look good. He probably sold them. You know what I mean? This is messed up, man. Oh, she messaged me and said she thinks the case is still open. But she thinks. She don't know for sure. Not for sure. Let's see what she say. I want to thank you guys for joining me you ladies for joining me once again. It's always the ladies up in the building. No, I haven't spoke to them except that night. Okay, well, we don't know if the case is open or not. It's a possibility it might be. I'll do my own research and reach out to the family myself. But until then, I will see you guys tomorrow right here to see if we could find out. Not to see, we will find out because my girl Nancy will be at that courtroom tomorrow. Will be Cody's trial again. And like we said, his mother is taking a stand. Oh man, I just want to know what the hell's going on tomorrow. And when does that start? Oh, hold on. Let me just message somebody so I know. But I'll put the thumbnail out. Keep your notifications on. Okay? And you know I always hit y'all up individually. So I would guess 9, right? But today they started at 12, but that was like jury selection and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Good night, Kathy B. Uh she sent me some information on Corey. Damn, I don't want to message her too late because I know she want to get rest for court tomorrow. Keep your notifications on. Good night, everyone. Hope to see you all in the morning. Yes, I will see you guys in the morning, hopefully. I'm messaging her now, but keep your notifications on. We got court tomorrow, baby. And I know people are like, I don't know if you guys were disappointed I was disappointed that they wouldn't let us in the courtroom. Because I was told we was going to be in there. But that's okay. That's okay because you know what? We got people like Nancy and Rhonda that's giving us the details. And until then, see you tomorrow at Cody's trial. I'm still going to say we still at the courtroom, baby. Justice for Cody. Peace. I'm out. He is playing a game. Yeah, I think I had Nancy on my show today from the courtroom. And I had interviewed her before, Neva, and I believe they already been found Cody. When they found those bones and said it was animal bones a while back, we think that was Cody. Because why the fuck would you bring helicopters, dogs, pour the whole scene down, like made a whole big thing for animal bones? Mm-mm. We believe that that was Cody, but we'll find out though. All that's gonna come out tomorrow morning. We'll see what his wife got to say. Well, ex-wife and his son. So, all right, y'all. I see y'all tomorrow morning. Keep your notifications on. Peace and justice for Sean. Justice for Sean.